Hello, this is ADT Security. Receive the fire alarm signal from the main level smoke detector at your residence.
Yeah, no one's home today, so,
Okay, do you want to try to find out if someone is there? Because the fire department has been notified already.
It was totally surreal. I just kept thinking that I was going to wake up and be in my bed, you know. I think it was kind of like a state of shock until he came home. We were both like, oh, this is real.
My office is right above Penn Station, which is about an hour and a half from my house. My phone rings. I look down at it and caller ID says it's ADT. My initial reaction was, it's a false alarm, it's a spider, everything's okay, thank you very much.
I work in a school, so I had to get another teacher to come stay with the children, and I drove home, longest 10-minute drive ever.
Fire dispatch.
Hello, this is ADT Security's call to report a residential fire alarm. It's the main level smoke detector.
Okay, 79 Indian Field Road. We'll check it out in 17.
We responded to a residential automatic fire alarm. We pulled up in front of the house. There was no apparent sign of fire. Obvious nobody was home. My partner walked up to a window and he noticed a slight haze inside the house. I notified our dispatch to upgrade the alarm and that we were going to be forcing entry into the house.
At this point, the house is half full of smoke, and it's because the rest had gone up to the second level. And they came in here and found the dog. The dog was in a kennel inside the kitchen over here, which they heard.
We noticed next to the front door there was the family dog was in a cage in the dining room. Brought the dog outside down the front steps, placed it on the front lawn, still in the cage.
By the time I got home, there was, friends and neighbors on the front yard, 4 fire trucks, lots of firemen, and at the time we still couldn't go inside the house.
Back here is where the fire most likely started. You can see the wiring where the failure actually happened and the burned surge protectors. These are the unmonitored smoke detectors. These were essentially the trees that were falling in the woods that no one could hear while I was 2 hours away and the fire was growing. This is the top of the basement steps. As you can see, this filled up with the smoke. That leads you right to the ADT monitored smoke detector. And this is what then triggered the call to me, an hour and a half away from the house. If I could talk to the person that I talked to that day, I probably wouldn't be able to talk because I'd be too choked up to talk. Her calm demeanor, her knowing what to do, her doing things when I couldn't move is what released the fire department.
Would have been too late.
Absolutely.
Well, welcome. Thank you. We are really excited to be here today. If we could have the Carrescia family come on up, Dave, LAWTON. What a story, right? What an experience.
Well, we actually have Latrice Johnson here. So Latrice, if you could come on up. She flew in last night from Jacksonville.
Nice to meet you. Nice meeting you.
So nice to meet you.
I feel really excited. I'm really ecstatic. I'm happy that the dog is safe. I'm glad that, most of the merchandise and the house wasn't burned down actually to the ground. It was a wonderful experience. It's a good feeling that you can save someone's life. It was a pleasure meeting them all.
A fire typically doubles in size every 60 seconds, so the earlier you can get notified and get the fire department here to deal with the situation, the better. This would have been a much more serious fire. It's one of the most rewarding parts of the job is to be able to help a family out, minimize the loss from fire, and save a human or a family pet in the process.
I think we're most grateful for the home security system that we had. Never once did I think about a fire in my house, not once. So super grateful that we had that connected, because I do know a lot of people who don't have the fire detector connected to the alarm system. So, and I know from the fire department that that's what's saved us.
If we didn't have this monitoring solution in our house, the alarms in the basement, the battery-powered units that were not connected would have rang and rang and rang. The fire would have burst out and our house would have burned down.
We weren't in here, we didn't lose a person, we didn't even lose a pet. Everything that we lost is replaceable. All material things that we'll get back at some time. And we feel very lucky.